Welcome to Doing It Scared, the podcast where I share my journey of bold choices and unexpected turns. I'm Kirshena. I've always been intentional, even calculated, weighing every decision carefully. But this is me in my mid-30s, learning to let go and doing it scared. Episode 1. I quit my full-time job. Have you ever felt trapped in a job you no longer love? That was me. I made a bold move. I quit my full-time job. No backup plan, no safety net. For over 6 years, I worked in that job. I love what I do. But at some point, waking up every morning felt like the hardest thing on my to-do list. It wasn't just in my head. My body started telling me something was wrong. I was exhausted and sometimes even physically sick. This podcast isn't about having a master plan or the perfect solution. Think of it as my journal, sharing my journey as I step into the unknown, figuring it out as I go. Why quit your full time job, even if it's not working for you anymore? How will you survive? The answer is simple. I had to let go. And while I did not have a solid plan as to what I was going to do full time, I knew one thing for sure: God always provides. I have financial obligations like so many of us out there, but sometimes we have to prioritize mental health because health truly is wealth. And if I am to begin building generational wealth for my family, I must be healthy. When I was younger, I was fearless. But with age and responsibility came fear: the fear of risk, the fear of instability. Did I lose my fearlessness while I grew older and gained responsibilities that I felt I needed to have stability? And in seeking stability, did I lose the part of me that took risks, chances, though calculated? A simple conversation changed everything. I interviewed a young woman for a story, and when I asked her what advice she had for other young people, she said, "Do it scared." Those 3 words hit me hard. They lit a fire inside me to question: am I happy where I am? The answer was clear: no. For months, I wrestled with this. Should I wait for another job before I quit? I loved what I did there. I was able to do one of the things I loved the most: write and tell stories about things, people, and experiences. I looked for signs that things would get better if I just held on. But the signs said otherwise. It was time. I wrote my resignation letter way before finally signing it and handing it in. And even though I am grateful for everything I learned and experienced in that job, it was like a relationship with irreconcilable differences. Maybe one day things may change. Quitting was scary, but doing it scared has been freeing. So here I am now, waking up to a new daily routine, praying for just the next step, not the whole plan, because maybe the grown up version of that fearless little girl still lives inside me. Until then, I'll keep doing it scared. Thanks so much for listening to Doing It Scared. If you're on a scary path too, remember, you're not alone. Subscribe for more stories of courage and growth, and catch the next episode coming your way next week. Take care and keep doing it scared.